In this video, we will demonstrate a couple of the items that you can insert into a sheet, including data tables and plot controls. Let me first demonstrate the data browser and tabular data. This control gives you the ability to insert tables of data. It has an easy-to-use data browser, which has a hierarchical view of the data, which mirrors the nature of the fact that samples are contained by batch and quant results are contained underneath each sample. Say, for example, I wanted to show all the samples in my batch. I could select the samples table and choose the fields that I want to include, add a custom field with a header of custom, and say I only wanted to show the sample type of unknown. Currently this is text, and eventually this will be a more friendly UI. So here we have all our samples which are unknown. And note that this table is also subject to the currently selected sample on the left. So both filters apply, both the filter from the table and the filter from the context item selection. You'll see as I apply formatting to the top row, that formatting is replicated through all the rows in the table. If things get a little bit out of sync, you can choose refresh to refresh that table. There we go. You can see that in my custom column I can type in formulas, and that formula will be applied throughout the whole table, which is quite powerful, and that will be persisted so that when you bring back, you save and reopen the spreadsheet, that formula will be persisted. I can also insert variables, and I can choose to insert a header next to the variable, either above or to the left. You'll notice that I see a preview of the data, and that preview is the currently selected sample. So if I select this sample, go to my data browser, I will see a preview for that particular sample. There we go. Okay, so now I've added a quant results table, and I've selected a few of the fields from that table. You can see that I can edit the headers here, either in the grid itself or in the data browser. There's the custom field header that I chose. Let's see if that gets replicated there. I can also delete rows. I can choose for compound quant results, which is a table that contains both samples and compounds. You can see that the, let me add the compound name in here, makes it a little bit easier to see. Let me move that over. as I select a compound on the left in the context items, that those results are filtered correspondingly. Let me also demonstrate that you can format cells. If I want to format a particular, apply a particular number format, say I want to display 1 decimal place, make sure you hit enter. If you close the dialog without hitting enter, sometimes it won't apply. Okay, next I'll demonstrate pictures. So I can choose a picture, I can browse to my local machine and choose an image to apply. I can stretch that image. If you want to delete an image, you press Shift Delete. I can insert shapes. Currently oval is the default shape, and we will be adding a shape type selection shortly. You will be able to add charts. Currently there's not a lot of chart options right now. Now, as far as the domain specific plots, you can insert a sample tick, which will insert the tick for that currently selected sample. If you select the cells first and then insert the tick, it will take the shape of that selection. You can see that you can integrate directly on that surface. And you also now have properties which you can select. For the peak chromatogram, you'll see I can change this to the second quant peak, which for this batch there are no results. But if I choose it to change it to the second confirming peak for this batch, this is now showing the second confirming peak.